Alright, taking a quick look here at Jayden. The swing here is a live swing, also another live swing here. So both the live swings are here on the left. Obviously we have a T swing here, and this is Kristen Sandberg, who was a star player at the University of Georgia. Okay, Jayden here in the upper right is doing our rhythm drill. And so again, when we look at a swing, we're looking at three primary areas: back leg, back arm, and how well are we hitting behind that front side, establishing that strong front side to brace up against to create whip effect and transfer. So back leg, back arm, front side. And again, we want that back leg. The action of the back leg is very simple. It's got to load and laterally unload. If we look at Jayden off the tee, we want that leg to be unloading before the front heel gets down. Okay, so we want that leg to be unloading into heel plant to where its work is essentially done before the heel gets down. In other words, the unloading of the back leg is what puts that front heel down. And you see off the tee, we're getting pretty good transfer before the heel drops. Not quite as good as what Kristen is getting, but it's adequate, I would say. If you look at this swing here, you can see how flat-footed she is. There's a little bit of action here at the top of the leg there, the femur moving at the hip joint to create that lateral press. But here it's not active at all. Okay, and so we need to get a little more consistent hitting live with that back leg, making sure that it goes. It's only got to do two things. It's got to load, and it's got to laterally unload. Okay. And you see especially down here in this one how much knee activity there is, Jayden. See how the knee kind of lifts and it wobbles out, so it kind of starts straight, then we flex it, okay, then it wobbles out, okay. So just too much knee activity there. You can see Kristen with a much more stable back knee. Okay, it stays about the same degree of flexion, and it stays in front of the back leg. Okay, the one at the top left there, not quite as bad with the wobbling of the knee, but you can see it start there. Okay, the one off the tee, again, we're doing our take drill, so it's a little bit kind of our rhythm drill. So it's a little bit tougher to see, but the knee is more stable. It doesn't wobble to the outside. You can see how it stays. We always want that knee on this side of the foot. Okay, knees on the inside of the feet, and that's going to help us make that press to the front side. Okay, so you want to make sure those knees stay stable and inside of your feet, back knee in front of the back foot at all times. Okay, but on these two swings, these live swings, we're down, and that back leg really hasn't contributed. Here with this one, now the heel just got down, and this back leg is pretty active, and you get more drive. You're going to get a better contribution from the back leg that way. Okay, let's move on to the front side as we'll kind of stay with the footwork here. And again, that front side is really, we kind of split the body in half, and we really kind of look at the bracing effect, of that front side. And again, the T swing, we do see that back leg, unloading into heel plant, kind of the unloading, kind of setting the foot down. In other words, we're not getting a overly anxious front foot. Pretty slow footwork there off the tee. The live swings, the front foot a little too active, and it's kind of in a hurry to set back down, and it gets down before the back leg goes, instead of just waiting on the back leg to put it down. Okay. Look at the knee. Front knee off the tee really turns in more than we really want it to, which is then going to create excessive turning outward. We don't see that quite as much on the live swing. And actually, I like her foot position better than I like Sandy's here. It's a really nice square, front foot. It's again, I wish you wouldn't turn it in so much and just kind of start it square and leave it square. But that's a really nice front foot position there. Okay, in time that's going to set up to be better bracing. Okay, and Sandy even knows that she's got to, that's something that she tries to work on, with her front legs. Sometimes, flexibility can play a role in how closed a hitter can be. But that's a real good front foot position, a good front side to hit against. Now again, Jayden is a pitcher, and I've seen her windmill, do the windmill pitching, and she tends to really let that back foot kind of slide forward there, and that's excessive. And the way we really want to fix that is not by pushing any less with the back leg, but by having a stronger front side there to really let that knee, once that heel gets down, we really want to feel like that knee really stabilizes behind the front leg stronger, and she kind of lets that knee glide on top. And I think she goes into a little bit of premature extension with it too, with that front leg. We want it to land bent and square. We want it to be a shock absorber, and it shouldn't really go into extension until right before contact, and that's a couple of frames too soon there. But again, I'd like to see her, especially with her tee work, a little more quiet with her knees there. And again, Sandy's quiet there, but she does, start to turn that front foot out. And again, that's not the way I would teach that front leg. So I do like that front leg position there a little better. All right, continuing with the front side, we kind of work our way up here to the torso, and you can really see a big difference here as we get much better bracing on the T-swing, and you can see she lines up really well there with Sandy in terms of how the torso looks. Here you can see how the chest is already out on the pitcher. Here we haven't opened up as much, and again Sandy also staying really nice and squared off and closed off there. And again, the simple coaching cue there is, out of the shoulders, we want to see more tilt here and less turn. Okay, and you can really see how she's set up for better bracing and better transfer, much more like Sandy is. And then we get this nice tilted, clean tilted position here with the front side. Here our position not nearly as good. A lot of it is due to the back leg not contributing. If the back leg doesn't contribute, then the upper body will begin, the torso muscles will begin to work too soon, and they'll begin to work too much. Okay, and then that's when you always tend to get this more vertical torso look as opposed to the tilted one that we see here. Okay, so the back leg doesn't work as well. The upper body starts working too much too soon, and we get more turn and less tilt. Okay. And again, if that back leg doesn't go before that front heel gets down, it's real hard to create this quality tilted position. So again, the simple coaching cues is that back leg loads and goes every pitch, whether you swing or not, and we want to feel more tilt and less turn out of the torso. Okay, this is really nice. This is not so nice. This one's probably even a little worse. And again, here we had even less contribution from the back leg.